Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Halloween edition of Horse Racing Today, where we're going to cover Parx. Terry, I see that you dressed up as Charles today for...
That's right. What a Halloween costume, huh?
I don't know. Did you get better or worse looking?
I'm going to say better. I'm sorry, Terry, out there, but I'm better looking.
All righty. Somewhere out there, Terry shaking his fist at the screen saying, no, sirree. Our good friend Terry had some important matters to take care of today. So good luck with that. Have fun, Terry. And then, of course, he'll be back tomorrow. Well, Terry and I will cover the Hollywood Horseshoe Indianapolis. And then Wednesday, because Keeneland's closed, you and I will be doing Mahoning Valley. Thursday, we'll do Churchill Downs. And then, it's a big weekend this weekend. What's going on this weekend, Charles?
Something big. Something about Breeders' Cup. I don't know what that means.
Indeed, yes. We'll have some more coverage of that. If you haven't yet done so, you might want to head over, stick around our Horse Racing Radar TV channel. Make sure you hit the subscribe button because myself, Thomas, Terry, and Jamie got together, unleashed some great statistics for every single Breeders' Cup race that might help you kind of figure out the kind of horses that you want to find. Maybe I think kind of the theme throughout the evening is the favorites really don't do that well.
Yeah, you look at it and they usually don't.
Right. So that's a pretty interesting thing. So again, you can check out every single race. We previewed everyone, and man, that was a lot of work. So make sure you head on over for that. And then when we're done, real quick, one last thing. When we're done, our 22-1 Tom is going to join us today for his take on the Melbourne Cup. I guess down in Australia, that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, I think it is. They're definitely their number one race, isn't it?
Yeah, but I think they say like the country shuts down. Like there's a big party and
how
stuff.
How far is this race too, by the way?
Crazy. I don't know. It's too long for me. I think it's like, Tom will fill us in on all the details when he comes in. I think it's 2 miles, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit over 2 miles, but okay.
It wouldn't be the first time I was wrong, just the second only. So.
Yeah.
All right. So today is Money Monday, as we do on every Monday, at least right now. We get together and we discuss Parx Racing picks. Are you ready to do that to fill in for our good friend?
I hope today? I can fill his shoes today. Let's put it that way.
All right. Well, you've already told him you're the better looking of the two. So,
well, yeah.
All right. So race number 1 at Parx is 1 mile and 70 yards. By the way, the track is listed as fast. There are no turf races today, all on the dirt. So the track is listed as fast. A couple of scratches, not a whole lot to kind of shake us up today. Let's start with our profile of a winner, or the way to the winner's circle at Parx for race number 1. Again, if you're new around here, you'll see that we have some designations here at the top of our screen. 1 being the E-horses. This means these horses need the lead to win. EP horses can be the pilot or the co-pilot, but typically no more than 2 lengths off the leader. Pressure horses are rarely, if ever, the pilot. If they've never been the pilot, but at least recently. But they're within 2 lengths of the leader. At the quarter-mile marker, pressure closer types are horses that are usually in the middle of the pack or can come from the back of the pack. And then we have our closers. Those are horses that are always usually 2 lengths off or more of the leader early on and then close for the win. Our NA horses are horses that are either first-time starters or have never been close. And in this case, the 7 horse has not been close. We also see one of our favorites in here too, at least for me. That is a left arrow horse. The 4 horse, just typically a closer, does have an early pace advantage at the 4 furlong marker. So if he just runs his typical race, he's going to be close to the front and still have the ability to take advantage of those late legs. Charles, all right, my man, get us cracking on this Money Monday.
All right. Well, my first choice in this race is the 6. The 6 here drops in class, hot trainer in the last 14 days, has really good tactical speed, ran second in the last time out. So I see that horse being right up there. But like you said on your charts there, the 4 is definitely going to be right there. This horse also drops today. Was claimed 2 back. Trainer gets 17% on the second start. So that's a good little angle there. The 3 horse is my third pick. Hot Jockey gets 19%. Tactical speed. fits well in this race. And I think he'll pick up some of the piece of the pie there. And then my final choice will be the 5. This horse drops in this race, fits very well here, and should be closing also, but doesn't quite have the kick like the 4.
Yeah, race number 1, I think this 4 horse, which is the favorite probably, is that Left Arrow horse. Does have that plus early pace advantage at 4 furlongs. I think it'd be very difficult to contend with today. Number 6, this horse, Racehorse Time to Two-Step, has the best early pace and late pace combination in the field and did show a lot of improvement early on in its last horse race. Number 3, Not in the Mood. I'm not in the mood for any losers today. This guy's run some really good races fresh off the bench, which is what Not in the Mood will try to do again today. And then finally, number 1, Glowing Star, has been strong at this distance, 7 times out, 2 wins, the second 3/3. Does have some back speed on his resume, and I'm expecting this one could take a step forward in its second race off of a layoff. Race 2 is our next stop in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. Again, we're looking at a mile and 70 yards. A mile and 70 yards on the track. So far, there has been an inside speed bias. This is my best bet of the day, Charles, in race number 2.
Oh.
And we'll take a look before we get to why it is the best bet, a little foreshadowing there. Let's take a look at our pace worksheet for race number 2. And we'll see here that the 1 horse is scratched in here, one of the few scratches on the day. This one, I think, materially could impact the outcome in this race because it would challenge the 6 for the early speed, but it's not going to be there today. That means our 5 horse over here in a field that is loaded with horses that want to be towards the back. 5 horse is another Left Arrow horse, going to move forward because of its natural early speed, should put it in contention with the 6, if not right up on the lead. At the end of the race, you'll see the 3 horse coming along with the 7 as those L1s and L2 means top with the late pace, second best late pace. And then if we look at the early pace, late pace combination, they flip roles. The 7 has the best early pace and late pace combination, followed by the 3. And for me in here, Charles, as far as my best bet is concerned, it is number 7, Social Group. It is the lone P horse, as you just saw on the way to the winner's circle worksheet. Does have the top early pace and late pace combination in the field and is coming off the top last race speed figure and is at a pretty good price as well. So let's see if that works out for me today. How's it going to work out for you? Oh, I put it in your column.
That's okay. You know what? Just leave it there because that's my first pick too.
See.
So that now, see everybody, Terry was right. Rich gets in our computers and steals our picks.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So the 7 horse is definitely my first pick in this race. House speed, hot in the claim box. The trainer has been really hot in the last 14 days. Like Rich said, the horse has got some speed and some closing speed. So, yeah, definitely the horse to beat in this race. My second pick here in this race is the 5. I believe this horse is, he's dropping today, of course. He's got that tactical late speed, I believe, and he ran second last time out. So this horse would be tough to deal with. And the 3 is my third choice here. Another one with some tactical speed, but has a little bit more on the closing side of it. The trainer gets 12%, but he gets 18% when it's going from sprint to route. So that's a good angle for that trainer. And then my final pick in this race is the 2. The horse has some tactical speed. Mainly this horse is really bred for turf. So it's been a while for that horse to get on turf. So I'm sure they've been waiting and dying for that. And they got a ways to go because it's wintertime or close to wintertime. And so those are my top 4 picks.
I like number 3 behind my top choice, Social Group, which was also my best bet. 4 consecutive speed figure increases for the horse called Fitzroy. Did run a Z pattern in its last race, and that's when the horse comes out, runs a early pace figure here, kind of drops off in the middle of the race, and then bounces back up at the late part of the race. Did run the same fractions at 7 furlongs in this previous start as it did at 6 furlongs the race before that. So you run the same, even though you're going longer. In my book, that's faster. Number 5, Wild Union is my Left Arrow horse in there. This horse showed a lot of extra kick at the end of its last race. So if it can combine the beginning and the end, could be one that's difficult to deal with. Let's get a little bit of a price in here with Mondays with Mike. Again, I mentioned with the one horse scratching, Mondays with Mike could be the horse that gets out to an early lead by itself as the lone e-horse in a field full of pressure horses and closers. So everybody's always looking, Charles, for those. They're always looking for a lone speed, right?
That's right. They always are. Well, so am I. But in these races, it seems like they're all pretty tight on that aspect.
Yeah, it does look like they're pretty tight. Race number 3 is a mile. It's an allowance for $8,000, a purse of 32 grand. We haven't talked yet about a mile, what a profile of a winner looks like yet, so we're going to do that right now. You do see that there is an early speed bias. Post positions 1 through 7, they play pretty fair. There is a little bit of a discount if you wear an 8 or out. And our way to the winner's worksheet for race number 3, once again, we see a little bit of a scratch here, the 3 horse. Again, we have a really peculiar, oddly shaped potential race. It's the 1 horse being the lone E. Everybody else is typically in the back, except for this 7 horse. It's our 3rd left arrow horse of the day. This horse's early pace, again, just runs its natural race. Should put it be ahead of the 2, the 6, the 4, the 5, chasing around with the 1. Charles, this is your box it up. Why did you pick these 4 horses for an exacta, trifecta, and superfecta box?
Because every one of my picks here are almost the same exact odds. It seems like they're right around that 3-1, 4-1 ish, even 5-1 odds in there. And I think this race will end up like that. It's going to be well bet race and evenly bet. So I have chosen the 4 horse as my first pick. This horse has tactical speed. Throw out this horse's Pennsylvania Derby. Didn't belong there in the first place, but I guess they had to try if they wanted to. Well bet last time where he won, so he came back winning. So he's back into form on that aspect. The 6 horse is my second pick. This 7-year-old gelding has been just hot at the claim box. So that tells me that this horse is still in decent shape for his age and everything, and everybody knows it. The horse has some talent. He has tactical speed. He's very well bred. Trainer gets 14%, but gets 67% dropping after a claim. So got to look out for that one. And then my third choice is the 7. Has that tactical speed like you mentioned, more so on the closing end part of it, but hot trainer and jockey combo. This horse has been 12, been in the money 12 times out of 16 tries. Hard knocking horse.
Mm-hmm.
And then the last one is the 5. Tactical speed gets Paco Lopez today, a 22% rider, and fits well with these horses.
Indeed. This horse race for race number 3. I'm taking a look at my top choice here being number 7. May the horse be with you. I mean, can you have a better name for a horse? So as I mentioned, it is a left arrow horse in here, so it should move forward compared to what it looks like typically in its past performances. It does have a plus early pace, late pace combination, so it should string together the best race of this group. The 1 horse, Silver Edge, is the lone E-horse that did go wire to wire in his last win, which was the top last race speed figure, and now it drops in class. If you look through the past performances, you'll see that this is a peak speed number for the horse, but the last time the horse did a peak speed number, followed it up with the same exact race. So if the 1 repeats its last start, should be your very strong candidate for the win. Number 4, Icy Storm, your top choice. I'm not the biggest fan of the Penn Shippers. This horse is 3 races at Parx with a win and a second. Has been out at the distance a couple times with 2 wins and a second. This horse might improve in its 3rd start off the bench. And then finally, number 5, No Salt is a track dropper. I think he's run like Monmouth, some of the Naira tracks. Last time out at Delaware. He's got back class, but boy, those last couple races have been kind of bad. So kind of hard to back that horse in its current form any higher than the 4th choice. Mm-hmm. Race 4 is a 7 furlong race. It's claiming $7,500. Non-winners of 4 lifetime. Purse for a little over $25,000. According to our way to the winner circle worksheet in race number 4, we see here all but the 8 and the 5 have some similar early pace numbers. I think this is a race, despite the fact that it looks like it's going to be kind of evenly spread out from beginning to the end. A lot of these horses in here have pretty similar stuff. So I think you're going to see a pretty tight group of horses in here. So what you're going to probably be looking for is the horses that have either get out, way out, or the horses that come with speed at the end. That might be your 1 horse, which is a pressure closer horse. The 8 horse also has a little bit of a pressure and closing ability. 3 and your 6 are probably to be on the lead. But the one thing that stands out to me here a little bit is that you have what I call a lone P horse, the 7 horse, just sitting in here by himself in between all these guys that want to go fast and all these guys that like to run slow. Maybe that sets up a pace for him to come in and steal this race. Charles, do you think that's how it'll play out?
No, not for the 7. I'm sorry, but no.
Yeah.
I like the 8 here. I think that horse has got definitely enough speed to either A, sit right off, probably most likely, in my opinion, the 3 horse. But this horse definitely has tactical speed. Well bet last time out. Gets Gomez today. A very nice mare to breed. So I think people should be looking at this race, probably even to claim it and for a breeding mare later on. The 1 horse is my second choice. Has some tactical speed too. Ran second last time out, just lost by half a length. The rail gets pretty good percentage here, about 18%. So that's another angle you can look at. The 2 horse here, another one that could sit real close, like you said. Tactical ran third last time, cuts back to 7 furlongs today. So, this horse could be right there. And then final pick, I do believe the speed horse will hang on for the exotics. The 3 horse here fits very well with these type of horses too.
I didn't have the 7 either. So I forced those left arrow horses in there. But Relentless Ruby is my top choice. When you look at the horse's internal race numbers last time, they were better across the board than they were in the previous start. And that ended in the top last race speed figure. And number 5, Shirley Green, also a horse that was better from the beginning to the middle to the end of its last race. And her resume says to expect more in race number 2 off the break. Number 2, not number 22. We're not talking about the Melbourne Cup just yet. Tom will get to the 22s in just a minute, but I'm not really a big fan on the regression last time out in its last race. However, the horse at Parx has run 14 times, 3 wins, 3 seconds, and 3/4. So that's 10 out of 14 in the money. And today catches a little bit of a weight break. So maybe carrying a little bit less weight can stop further regression, or maybe the horse does bounce back a little bit. Your top pick, my 4th pick, Red Pepper Grill, hasn't fired at Parx just yet. Maybe she will in her first start off the claim for Richard Vega. The 5th race on the Parx card for today is a 6 furlong race. It's a claiming 10,000 non-winners of 1 in a year. Purse is $26,000. And our way to the winner circle for race number 5. We have to page up here a little bit. We see here that no scratches. This race is kind of symmetrical. You got 3 horses that want to either pilot or co-pilot. 3 horses that want to come from off the pace. So if these 3 run a moderate pace, could make it difficult for these 3. If these 3 go too fast, could make it easy for these 3. 2 horse right now, to me, looks like it is the one that has the most early pace when the gates open. On the way home, the 5 horse and the 6 horse carry the most late legs, the one being the strongest of the 2 in race number 6. Charles, take us through your thoughts for this one.
Okay, well, I'm going to be going speed here in this race. The 2 horse I have picked as my first pick. I think is the main speed here. Probably will go wire to wire. Trainer usually gets about 14%, but gets 33% after the claim. And this horse is looking for the hat trick also. So the horse has always been right there. My second pick here is the 3, Another speed horse that has some tactical speed has won the last two races and is moving up today, but I believe that's okay. And then I'll take a closer for the third spot. The five horses has tactical, speed with but the closing part of it. Hot at the claim box again. Another horse is hot. I mean, these people here at Parks, they claim horses left and right. It looks like
They're busy. Got money
yeah,
to spend.
man. Uh, and hit the board five out of the last five races this horse has. So, and if you really look back at the whole horse's racing career, the horse has hit the board a lot and it has a high percentage. So it's a hard knocking horse. I see why they claim it. And that also tells me that the horse is at least sound enough that they could keep the horse running. The four horse is my final pick. Another speed horse was claimed last time out. Trainer gets 14%, but gets 21% after the claim. So another angle to look at.
All right. Number 6. This racehorse has the best, or Walk Me Home, has the best early pace and late pace combination in the field. And it probably won't be all that far off the pace when you look at the pace numbers. So I think you'll see him close and then close. Number 3, this round's mine, is the lone EP horse in this field. The only thing that was interesting to me about this horse is when you look at its history for second starts after a layoff, the horse either pops a lot or drops a lot. So we're playing the pop today. Hopefully we don't get the drop. Number 2, Seafret, I think like you, should be the pace setter in this race. Making the first start off the claim for trainer Roberto Perez, which is a 21% angle for a 14% trainer. In my book, that's called an alpha angle. And then finally, number 5, Blunt Force. This guy has the most late pop in the race, is the lone PC horse, and would benefit if they go a little bit quick on the front end. Race 6, which is also, I think, the end of our, I don't know, it's a hot dog pick 4 right today? Is it race 6?
Yeah, no, I think that's the prime rib.
Right. All right. So race 6.
I don't remember now, to be honest with you.
All right. Well, we'll go with prime rib. I'll trust your memory over mine. So I'm always in a hustle to get things done at the end. So I kind of forget, which is so we'll be coming up with our prime rib pick 4s as soon as we do our picks here. Race number 6 is 1 mile. It's a maiden $42,000, purse for $42,000 grand. When you look at the profile of a winner for a 1 mile race, in race number 6, we do see once again that scratching here maybe makes a difference. I doubt it. The one horse was the lone closer. We do have a first-time starter in here, which is kind of curious to me, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But otherwise, this race looks fairly balanced. The 3 horse does, though, have a top early pace advantage. That's that plus mark here, and also has the best combination of early speed and late speed. Charles, do you think that lone first-time starter are going to factor here?
Yeah, I think this race is very interesting, and it's so interesting. I have the first-time starter winning the race. Todd gets 16% with his first-time starters. Solid work tab. The Dan has 1 winner out of 1 starter. Yeah, this is one of those races that these maidens, nobody really ever wanted to win. So how about the first-time starter? The horse that I think is going to finish second, and I believe this is my favorite exacta of the day, which would be the 6. The horse ran second last time out. The horse is 9 for 16 in the money, so that shows you another one of these horses, professional maiden, it seems like. But gets Paco today. This horse drops in class, so that could be the competition for the 2 if the 2 doesn't have a lot of talent. And then the 5 horse is my third pick. This horse drops in class here. Hot jockey Jose Gomez gets on this horse. The horse cuts back to a mile. And then the 4 horse is my final pick. This is another horse that actually drops in this class, has some tactical speed, and fits with these type of horses.
All right, Charles. Well, that's your picks for race number 6. They're loading in for race number 1. We'll bring you our call for that race once they go live. I think they got about 3 horses left in one. So I'll run through my picks real quick. Number 6, I like Marvelous Moon Dance as my top choice, top last race speed figure. Second by 3/4 of a length is a Denzel Washington horse, 4 times out into the barbershop, mostly in the chair. Hasn't gotten a haircut today with 3 seconds. Number 3, Golden Wildcat has a plus early pace advantage out of the gate. Ran better times last time out, despite going 70 yards longer. Number 2, Ghost at Midnight. That first-time starter for Todd Pletcher. Just kind of curious that it's starting it at Parx with it working out at Belmont and stuff like that. I just wonder if maybe the horse isn't what they hope it would be, looking for a soft field. And then number 4, Only God Can Judge Me. Does have some brilliant late pace last time out, especially with better times in the last half of the race. So if the horse can get out a little bit to a good start, it can use those late numbers to its advantage. All right. Race number 1. Yeah, I think they're going to scratch somebody here maybe, so we might have a second to go on to our prime rib pick 4s, Charles. In race number 3, you're right. It is race number 3. Your ticket's $90. Mine is 96. Sorry, folks. Math wasn't my strong suit, according to Jamie on our which actually it is my strong suit, but which is kind of scary, right? But in any case, you structured your tickets this way. Why?
Well, this is a really wide open day for the whole card, if you ask me. So race 3, I just thought was totally wide open, and everybody else, I'm going with my top 3 picks or 4. But yeah, I just think it's a tough day overall.
¿Dónde puedo ver las caras de Parx? Unfortunately, I do not speak Spanish very much at all. So maybe we can put that into, Charles, can you put that into Google Translate real quick and see what that says while we call the race?
Let's see what I can do.
All right, here. So let's see. Looks like they might have that 7 horse, but he doesn't want to go in. He's there he goes. Boom, and they're off. For the first race of this Monday, we have the 6 horse getting to the lead, time to 2-step. But the 1 horse on the rail, Glowing Stars, giving him all he can handle. So it looks like he's going to push the 6 horse too wide. The 3 horse is running in second, which is not in the mood. He's certainly in the mood to be competitive early out. The 7 horse is ranging up on the outside at 45-1. Hola Princess. And the 4 is on the rail running 5th. And that's the 4 horse is Lady Fox. That is the race favorite right now. The 5 horse is in the back, Galeo's Affair. Probably 3 lengths separating them from front to back. Opening quarter in a little more than 25. So they're running a little bit on the slow side. Field's starting to bunch up right now with the 1 horse just kind of galloping along on the lead. The nice gray there, just kind of holding off the 6 horses as they come towards the turn. They're both running kind of casually right now. The 7 horse is out a little bit, so Hola Princess probably going to back up. 5 horse is starting to make its move a little bit from the back. Still the 1 and the 6 up front. The jockey on the 6, Luis Rivera, standing right up. So he really hasn't asked anything out of his horse yet. I don't think he's asked much out of the 1 horse either. Looks to me like it's going to come down to the 1, the 6, and the 3, with the 3 horse ranging up on the outside. Not in the mood. The 6 horse. Yeah. The 6 horse is the 6 horse is trying to get this. Finally did move to the outside of the 1 horse, nudging itself ahead. The 4 horse, Lady Fox, trying to make a move on the rail. Not going to happen. But the horse with the most pace at the end is going to be the 3 horse to catch. The question is, can he catch the 6? But the 4 horse is making a move. It's going to be 6, 3, and 4 at the wire, followed by the 1 horse who was kind of walking at the end there. So hopefully my tape for the what do you think? You think I got a career as a race caller? I don't think that was all that bad.
Oh, okay. In your ears, maybe.
My ears. All right. Well, you could have muted me. You have that power.
I did mute you, by the way.
So
no, I was trying to do that. Translate the Spanish, and it's not doing it for me.
No. All right. So Parx. Yes, we're doing Parx. So, all right. Well, we'll try to translate it and we'll answer it in the comment section when we're done. So we'll get to that. And that wraps up race number 1. It looks like it went 6, 4, and 3. Charles, you have the, or 6, 3, and 4. So we both have the trifecta there. I think the 1 horse finished 4th. So I have the superfecta to start off Money Monday. Let's see if we can continue with Money Monday in race number 7. Race number 7 is another 6 furlong race. As we mentioned, that's 6 furlongs. You want to be fast. The posts 2 through 7 are fair. There is a little bit of a discount if you wear the red El Número Uno. There's some Spanish for you. That's probably about the best I can do. Our way to the winner's circle for race number 7, we do see a race that is lopsided, and I mean lopsided, towards early speed. In this race of 6 horses, 5 of them want to be on the front. Looks to me that the 1 and the 4 have the most late pace figure, most early speed of these handful of horses. So in these cases, I'm almost always looking for the speed of the speed. I think that's going to be the 1 horse here that has the most late pace to go along with a lot of early pace. The early pace, late pace combination is also in its camp. And if these guys all go really fast, this 2 horses should have a really good wall of speed to run into. Probably makes up some ground at the end of the race. Factors in for the exacta or trifecta, or if they go really too fast, could walk his way to the winner's circle, Charles. Any chance for that 2 horse in your view?
No, I do think they are going to go fast, but I don't think the 2 could even catch up to them. Especially like you said, the 1-4 are really going to go at it, and see it setting up a little bit for the 6. The way I was handicapping it, this horse has the speed to go with them, of course, but I think he has enough patience to sit right off of them. The trainer gets 27%, jockey gets 20%, so you're going with high percentage there. Trainer jock combo fits with these type of horses. The 5 horse is my next pick, is another horse that could probably rate just a little bit. This horse has been claimed 2 back. Trainer gets 23% on the second time after a claim. And then I'm going to go with the 2 speed horses. The 1 is my third choice. Hot trainer in the last 14 days. Jockey gets 21%, which is Pennington. Pennington does well here. And then the 4 horse, of course, is the other speed horse. Ran second last time out. All these horses, they all fit very well in this type of race.
All right. And then for race number 7, for me, again, I see all the comments in here in Spanish. I will go ahead and translate them after the show and then put my answer in there. We're working on trying to get some Spanish-speaking folks to help us because we do get a lot of people who do join us who do speak Spanish. So if you speak Spanish and you want to join us, hit us up. You can put it in the DM over, you see down below our social sites, Horse Race, the number 2 day, Horse Race Today. If you speak Spanish and you want to be a part of what we do, just give us a shout out on Twitter, or you can hit us up on Facebook. While you're here on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. All right, race number 7 for me, Charles. I'm going to start off with this racehorse. 90% Maddie, the 1 horse, is my view, is my pick. Wonder why it's not 100% Maddie. But in any case, it's undefeated in 2 races, both at Parx. And this guy has a plus advantage when you look at the early pace and late pace combination. So I think this would be a horse that should be tough to beat here, and it's trying to make it 3 in a row. Next up for me is number 6, Lord Uttered. I don't know. Never missed the board in 4 races. And this combination of Jamie Ness and Ruben Silvera, jockey trainer combination, is one that you cannot overlook at Parx. They're pretty dominant there. Number 4, Belt Parkway, was much improved late part of its last race. It has a decent workout between races. So I like to see a horse that showed in-race improvement, then gets some maintenance work. That tells me the trainer knows the horse is sharp and wants to get it just a tad sharper. So sharpening that saw, like Stephen Covey says. Finally, number 5, Roll Again Dancer, making the second start off the claim for trainer Kelly Breen, which is a 23% winning angle for this trainer. Charles, race number 8. I don't think that we've seen this before. I don't know who your pick is in race number 8, Charles, but I do know this is a long shot challenge here for race number 8. So Charles' long shot versus mine. I'm curious if they're the same. Again, 6 furlongs. You want to have speed. Probably don't want to be on the rail. And in race number 8, our pace worksheet. This is an interesting race to me too here because the 9, the 4, the 2, the 8, the 3, and the 5 all have similar early pace, late pace combinations. So they're basically all the same. The 9 horse of this crew that likes to go fast. Again, 5 out of the 9 horses have a bunch of early pace. The 2-horse sitting pretty in between those that want to go fast, those that want to go slow. And not surprisingly, on the way home, all of the closers have the most late pace. Charles, I'm curious to see in this 6-furlong horse race who you have as your long shot.
Well, let's put it this way. My number one pick is not a closer. Uh, it's going to be the 4-horse.
The 4-horse.
The horse has tactical speed. Definitely one of them that's going to be out in front. This horse is hot at the claim box. The trainer gets 27% and jockey gets 20%. So this is going to take this horse probably most likely wire to wire. The 5-horse is my second pick. Another one that has speed, won the last 2 races, and fits with these type of horses here. And my third choice is the 8. Ran second last time out. Definitely has some speed. Fits here. Should be sitting right there with the rest, and trying to figure out how he's going to finish this race. And then the 1-horse is my final pick. Ran second last time out. Does have some speed. Gets Paco for this race, and definitely fits with these type of horses.
So it looks like Papa Mijo, if I'm reading this right, he likes the 4-horse too. And Caesar Boro says the 6-horse. That's his choice there. I'm not sure which races they're talking about. Strangely enough, we ended up on the same horse. I don't know how that worked out. This is just evidence that you are in my computer.
No,
High velocity.
Tom's even told me the same thing, that you go in his computer too.
Yes, I'm sure. This one did run similar fractions last time out at 7 furlongs versus 6 furlongs. Again, looking at those internal numbers, better across the board. Just evidence that I go ahead and make my own picks, and these guys copy off of me. The 9, you don't see it in Charles' picks at all. First Navy Admiral, 4 consecutive speed figure increases, ending in the top last race speed figure. Horse made a huge mid-move last time out. I always remember them old timers telling me, pay attention to those mid-moves on the sprints. Number 5, Calculated Breeze, was better across the board too, much like some of these other horses in this race. Been at Parx 3 times, brought home 2 W's. And then finally, number 8, which is JW's third, Mischi. Guess they ran out of F's in the naming room. It was another that improved from beginning to the start of its last race. So I think this is a pretty wide open race. That's why I went ahead and put the 4 in here. Race 9 is the next stop on our tour through the Parx card today, Charles. Race number 9 is a 1 mile, 70 yards, just like we started, claiming $25,000 for a purse of $30,000. The way for a mile and 70 yards, again, quickly, there is an inside speed bias. That's what you want to pay attention to. If you take a look at our pace worksheet for race number 9, as we ship over to another sheet here, it takes 2 pages of pace worksheets today. I think this horse scratching here was a significant scratch because it did have an opportunity to get a race shape that would fit at the 8-horse. The 6-horse is also out of this race. Of the horses that like to be on the front, the 2-horse has an early pace advantage. And then also that advantage extends out a little bit after 4 furlongs. The horse with the most late edge is the 3-horse, catching a plus late pace advantage as well, meaning 5 points higher than the next closest horse. So the 3 is in contention in the lane. It's going to be one that's difficult to deal with. Charles, who's your best bet here?
Well, I do believe the 2 is going to go out in front, but I believe the 7 is going to sit in the catbird seat and take over when it needs to be done. Horse has tactical speed. The trainer Ness and Pennington, the jock combo, is a great combo to have at that track. This horse drops back to where it was claimed. So this horse is going to, be very hard to get at the end. I think the 4-horse is my second pick here. Has another one that has tactical speed. Ness gets 27%. He also trains this one and the 7-horse. Hot trainer jockey combo in the last 14 days also. Then I think the speed horse will hang on for third. Finish out the try. This horse has speed. Claim last time out. Gets Paco. Trainer gets 19% after a claim, which is a good percentage for that. And then my final pick is the 1. Horse has a little tactical speed there. The rail gets 19% for the meet. So this horse fits pretty well with all these type of horses.
This is my box it up race number 9 on the card here. I picked these 4 horses again, like you, Charles, because I feel like this is where you're going to get a lot of value in race number 9. I'm going to start off with number 4, Southern Bridge. Did run better fractions last time out at 1 mile and 70 yards versus 6.5 furlongs the previous race. So that's really picking it up and putting them down. It was also better in terms of its internal race numbers from beginning to end. Number 3, Gebert has a strong late pace advantage over this field, which I think is going to come in handy for a horse that ran, I think, 6.5 furlongs last time out. So the extra distance today should favor Gebert. Number 2, Splice the Main Brace. This racehorse had the top last race speed figure last time out. Drops in class, a combination that if you've been around here enough, you'll hear me repeat over and over and over and over, but one that does work well in terms of the handicapping angles. The only thing I was concerned about was a little bit of regression in its last race. And then finally, number 1, Colonel Juan. Its resume says to expect sizable gains in the second start after a layoff for Colonel Juan. Race number 10, as we barrel towards the end of this card as fast as we can. Charles, race 10 is a 6 furlong race, optional claiming $16,000, looking at a purse of $46,000. Again, 6 furlongs, the profile of a winner. Favors horses that get out of the gate quickly. Won't post 1 through 7 are fairly fair. If you ride the rail, it has a little bit of a discount. In race number 10, our way to the winner's circle sheet reveals that you got a couple scratches in here again. I don't know how much they're going to impact the race. The 3 and the 4 were both closers. They're not in this spot anymore. Again, you got about a quartet of horses up here that want to get on the front, so they could get off to a pretty good bustling start. The 6 horse of that quartet has the most of the early pace, also has the second best combination of early speed and late speed. I think this 5 horse is going to get itself a very nice trip sitting behind these folks. Can co-pilot or pilot with the top late pace. 7 horse might be another one that kind of inches a little bit forward, uses some late pace in there as well to close out its effort in race number 10. Bring us through your ideas for the 10th spot.
Yeah, this I had a tough time between 3 horses, and it's the 7, 6, and the 5. I had a really hard time separating all of them, who's going to do what, where, and when. So I ended up with the 7 as my first pick. This horse is back to dirt, has tactical speed, has more of the closing part of that tactical speed. This horse is definitely bred for sprinting. My second choice, the other one I had a tough time with, is the 6. Definitely has speed. Ran 3rd last time out. Does have a little bit left for the end, but that's why I chose the 7 over the 6. But it's really close for me. And then also the other one that gave me a hard time was the 5. Back to dirt on this one too. The horse ran 2nd last time. Hot at the claim box. And this horse has the tactical speed either way you want to look at it. So, and then my final pick is the 4. This horse drops in class, gets Gomez, and should be definitely closing there at the end with this horse.
Race number 10 is going to be centered by the 6 horse Center Court Champ. This guy's resume says the second off the bench should be much better than the first. It's been sparkling at the distance, winning 3 out of 4 races at 6 furlongs with a second mixed in. So it's 100% by my math, as bad as it might be, Jamie. Number 9, Esperancita. This horse loves the distance. Been at it a half a dozen times with 3 wins, a second, and 2/3. Again, 100% by my math. Was better across the board last time out internally at Penn National. I'm usually not the biggest fan of horses coming from Penn to Parx, but Esperancita best races have been at Parx. I know the people who speak Spanish right now are laughing at me, but anyway. Number 5, Snow Forecast, is the lone early pay EP horse in here with the top late pace numbers. Like I mentioned in the pace worksheet, Snow Forecast sits right behind that wall of speed and then tries to close it out at the end. And then 7, your top choice, Nurturing, is the lone pressure closer horse, does have the top early pace, late pace combination in the field. Though when you look at this horse's history coming off of the sidelines in first starts after a layoff, does look to me like this guy is going to need a race before you see his best effort. So I think that's what this is, a tune-up race. Number 11 for the race number 11 is 6.5 furlongs. The first time we're going to see that today, and the last time, obviously, claiming 12,500 for a purse of 21 grand. A profile of a 6.5 furlong winner. There is a benefit to have tactical speed. Might not want to be on the front, but close to the front. Unlike 6 furlongs, there is a added bonus to ride the rail. Everything else is fair, Charles. And for the last time today, our way to the winner's worksheet, we see a bunch of scratches in this race. We're going to knock out the 3. We're going to knock out the 7, the 9, and our left arrow horse, the 11, all tossed to the side. Again, interesting race shape once again, because the majority, all but one of these horses, usually doesn't want anything to do with the lead. The one that does, the 5 horse, who can be a pilot or a co-pilot, does have the most early pace in here. The 10 will try to chase him down with the most late speed, followed by the 4 and the 1. Charles, for the last time today, walk us through your picks for Parx.
Yeah, the lone speed in there, 5. Definitely, I think will take the lead, but he is not going to get a huge lead at all. Matter of fact, I think the 1 is going to take it over, and the 1 is my first choice. Ran second last time out, claim last time out. Has that tactical speed to sit right off that leader. The rail gets 20%, like we mentioned before. The horse is definitely, I think, one of them to beat. The 2 horse is another scary looking horse for this type of race. Ran second last 2 times actually. Has tactical speed, fits very well with these type of horses. And then my third choice is the 4. This horse, third last time out, claim 2 back. Ness gets 27%, and this horse can close, so he can sit a little bit farther back and give you one big kick. And then I think the speed horse might hang on for that final position there as my 4th pick. Hot jockey in the last 7 days, which is Gomez. This horse cuts back and fits well with these type of horses.
I have the 1 horse here too. One Wild Woman does have the best early pace, late pace combination in the field, making the first start off the claim for trainer Michael Pino, which is a 20% winner for Mr. Pino. Number 4 horse, Abadale. Again, Jamie Ness, Ruben Silvera, combination that you can't overlook here. In claiming ranks, Jamie Ness wins at 28%, which is a little bit of a discount from his normal win rate of about 31%. This horse did run better pace numbers across the board last time out. Number 10 is my third choice in here, Princess Kyra. Most late pace in the field, will be coming at the end of this race like a monster. Has run at the distance 4 times, 2 wins, and a third. So it appears to be its favorite distance, 6.5 furlongs. And finally, it was a tough call for me between the 2 and the 5, but I'm going to go with the 2 horse. Frame This did run the top last race. Speed figure, always extremely competitive at Parx. Like Bob Dylan says, knock, knock, knocking on the door. 10 races, 4 seconds, 4 thirds, no W's yet. Maybe today is the day that O goes. But it's also our prime rib pick for Charles. I spent $15, loaded up a little bit on the front. You are going to solo the 7 in race number 9 that I don't even have.
That's right, and that's what's going to separate us here. So good luck to you, but I really think that 7's a nice winner there today.
All right. Well, you know what else might win today? Well, I know that in Australia, the nation stops for today. And our 22-1 Tom is going to join us today for his pick and his view on who's going to stop at the finish line first for the Melbourne Cup. Tell us a little bit about that race. First of all, how long is it? I thought it was 2 miles, but
it's 2 miles. Yeah, it's 2 miles.
Hey, I got I beat you again, Charles. All right, next
Oh,
up.
come on. Okay, all right. Whatever.
They start on the straightaway, the back, and then they go around the track once. It's a definitely a stamina race, but it also contains 23 horses. So you can get some traffic problems.
Mm-hmm.
One of the interesting facts from last year was the 18 barrier, since they started using barriers, was number 18 had never won since 1924.
Oof.
Last year it won. Very elegant came out of that slot. So it's very tactical, good placement required, and I prefer ones that run a little closer to the front than or mid, not too far behind. But again, a course that likes cover, that's very important for that horse.
So who do you got today?
Well, we should mention it is a soft 7. So there will be definitely some water in the in that moisture in that surface water, maybe. I don't know how heavy, but that's certainly worth noting. And with that, I'm taking number 22, High Emotion, is my top choice, coming out of barrier 8. One last time out at 2,400 meters in a group 3. Big favorite there, was on the heavy going. But its 3 starts prior to that were at Flemington, and it first started, ran a 4th, going 2,500. Came back, won a stake, minor stake by 2 lengths, and looked very nice in that race, and ran a 3rd in a group 3, going 2,500. Career-wise, done okay. 6 races at Flemington, has a win and 2 placings. But her overall career, 22 starts, she has 7 wins, 8 placings. She does get a little bit of a weight advantage over the top horse, which is to her advantage. And the jockey change that she has is no big deal because he's ridden this horse before. And what is interesting is last season, this horse really did not run well. This season, much better results, and I think they've got one sitting there. 30-1, I would say probably correct. That's on Lambrooks right now. She's sitting at...
What number is this one, Tom?
22. She's
Number
sitting
22.
At 31-1 right now.
High MC on that one?
Yeah.
31-1 right here. You can see it. Yep. Yes, sir.
And number 2 for my second choice will be number 18, Lunar Flare, which has barrier 12. Last 2 races were at 2,500 meters, and they were really good efforts. They were in group races and won one of them and finished second in the next one. And this was also a varying track because one race was on a good track and the other one was on a heavy track. The trainer started this season at 1,100 meter races and then kept increasing the distances. His record is 33 starts. He has 8 wins and 10 placings. And generally his wins have been on the good to soft going. He's placed twice on the heavy going. At Flemington, he has 1 win from 3 starts. Gets a little weight. He's definitely in form. I think he's going to get a piece of it here. Next choice is going to be number 6, Without a Fight, which has barrier 18. This one ships in from England.
Going to try to win 2 years in a row from barrier 18?
Yeah, never know.
You never can tell. All right, well, once that seal is broken, you know how that goes.
Yeah, be interesting. It's won some longer races in England. July race was with a 3-horse field and won that one okay. This has obviously been the target for the season because it's not faced the top stayers in Europe. It's been running at more in the handicap and a little higher level at times. The interesting thing that I'm concerned with is that it's never really been on a soft going. It's usually been good to firm or good to a little bit of moisture. So they obviously think that the horse can do well here. William Buick is in for the ride, and he's been in Australia for a couple of days. He's already won a couple stakes. This is an Ed and Simon Christopher horse. It would be interesting to see how he does with this. Placement is going to be really key, I think, in this horse. And of course, this horse is one of those that's been in a little bigger fields too, so that should help a little bit. My final choice is going to be number 19, Smokin' Romans, who's coming out of barrier 16. Really not a great race in Group 1 last time out. Finished 7th. But interestingly enough, the horse that won it, which would have been one of the favorites here, is not running in this race. That's Durnston. Prior 2 races, both wins at Group 1s, and they were at 2,000 meters, so, and at a mile. So, and then won another one at Caulfield in a Group 3. He's won at 2,500 meters, but has never attempted this distance. Jamie Kahn's going to be up. That is one of the top jocks in Australia. And, price-wise, right now it's sitting at 17-1. There's been a little bit of movement down, but now it's starting to drift up. So, don't know. But hit the board, why not?
So
do you think those are correct odds for that Smokin' Romans? Because that was the horse I kind of liked a little bit.
Right now, that's what
right.
That's what Lambrook is quoting right now is the price. Of course, we bet in a different pool, so I don't know what the final number will be.
Okay.
Number 6, without a fight, is sitting at right now at 10-1, and Lunar Flare is sitting at 21-1.
All right. So yeah, you can find those odds at racenet.com.au. I'll put Tom's picks up over on horseracingtoday.net. Couple of cleanup items. This race is tonight, between Monday and Tuesday, set to kick off race number 7 at Flemington at 12 a.m. Eastern time. So right as the clock strikes midnight. And if you're betting, I do believe it is listed as Australia A for this evening. So those are some of the quick items there that you might want to know. If you're planning on betting the Melbourne Cup, I know Terry has been to this race before. Tom, have you been there yet or not?
No, I've not been.
No. How about you, Charles?
No, I have not.
Just a quick other piece of note. The 4-horse ended up winning race number 2 at Parx. Neither one of us had the 4-horse, Charles, unfortunately. So now race number 3 will kick off our prime rib pick 4, if I remember correctly. So real quickly, just take a look at our picks again for the full card at Parx. You'll see here again, this is the 4-horse one here. I think 3 and 7 finished 2nd and 3rd. So my 7 did come in the money as a best bet. Charles box it up coming up in race number 3. So you might want to keep an eye on that. My box it up is in race number 9. Mentioned that the prime rib is about to get started in race number 3. There's Charles's ticket. There's my ticket. Hot dog pick 4s are in races 8, 9, 10, and 11. Charles singling up a 7. I feel bad for him, but hey, what can I say? Then finally, take a look at our best bet. My best bet came in already. Charles' best bet is in race number 9, also a 7-horse. And then his long shot is in race number 8, and it's the same long shot as mine, which has never happened before. So we have our no long shot duel in there today, Charles, at all.
Either that or the horse will finish last.
Probably. You probably get stuck in the gate. It's like the kiss of death for that poor guy. And then tomorrow, Charles will be back. And Charles will be off. Tara will be back tomorrow for Horseshoe Indianapolis. Wednesday, Charles and I will do Mahoning Valley. Thursday, we'll do Churchill Downs. We're working on our plan for the Breeders' Cup. But again, if you haven't yet, we put in a ton of work over on our Racing Radar TV station at YouTube, where you're watching now, or maybe on Facebook, and you will see there's Tom's pretty face up there on the left. But on all purple there are all the previews that we've done. And I think one of the best ones in here too, Tom, again, great work. The Breeders' Cup International Horses preview. So if you're unfamiliar with the international flavors that will be sprinkled throughout, mostly on the turf races at the upcoming Breeders' Cup, you're absolutely 1,000% going to want to watch that one. All right, guys, I think that's long enough for today. Any final thoughts from either of you before we go?
No, I'm good. I'm all good over here today.
Thomas?
Hit it big on the cup at midnight. 11 o'clock Central Time tonight.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and use that bankroll off of Tom's shot. What's the shortest shot you got there? 10-1?
Yeah, 10-1 is my shortest.
Yeah, so Tom's shortest pick is 10-1. If that comes in, going to be a beautiful trifecta. Again, you can catch that or superfecta. Tom usually only does 3 picks. This time he did 4. So
they pay through 4 placing.
Oh,
So
that explains it.
That's why that's why I went with 4.
But you should still feel lucky when Tom does 4 picks. So it means it is your lucky day for sure this Monday, this Money Monday. Till we get back again next time, folks, make sure you make somebody smile today other than yourself. Make sure you pick up a book, try to improve your craft, things that will help you in your life to smile, be smarter. And finally, no matter what else it is that you do today, make sure it ends up in only one place. And we get it in stereo today. And that is in the
Winner's Circle.
Fantastic, gentlemen. Have a fantastic Monday. We'll see you tomorrow.